And we're back, ladies and gents, with game 2 between HypE Esports and Rawr Yordlez. I'm Random Minion Caster, and we just watched a massive beatdown here from Rawr Yordlez onto HypE Esports. And for game 2, they've swapped sides, so it's going to be Rawr Yordlez on the blue side this game, HypE Esports on the red side here, and huge changes as well between the matches as Rawr Yordlez is going to retain their entire roster from game 1, but HypE Esports making some changes here. They are going to substitute out Non-Stop Brain in the jungle and move Epic Gamer from the ADC position up to the jungle, and they're going to bring in Rawr to play ADC for them this game. So making big moves here after a very, very brutal game 1 for themselves. Now, Rawr Yordlez still going to lose those 3 bans for their 2 E-subs, and they're just going to ban out the Morgana and Echo in round 2 here. And for the side of HypE Esports, they're going to ban out the Fizz for Duero. That was not something that worked for them whatsoever. The Galio ban, Set ban, Swain ban, and Vi ban as well. So all those single target bursts with the Vi, with the Fizz, with the Syndra there, they just don't want to have to deal with all that crap again. It was just way, way, way too nasty. And instead now, they're seeing huge adaptations from the side of Rawr Yordlez. Their picks were Ashe, Heimerdinger, Yasuo, Malphite, and Lee Sin. So really, really mixed bag here. The ADC definitely going to be Ashe a little bit, but and then Heimerdinger, well, it could go almost anywhere. Is that a Heimerdinger support or maybe a Malphite support? Yasuo most likely in the mid lane, Lee Sin most likely in the jungle. So it's just a question of who's the support and who's the top lane here, whether it's Malphite or Heimerdinger. And that's definitely one hell of a composition. The Malphite Yasuo knock-up combos. We saw something similar to it earlier today with Pendulum Gaming. Yasuo only playing Yasuo, so we have the knock-up composition here, and it's a much more solid team fight composition for the team fights in the later game rather than that sort of smash lane composition we saw in game 1 here. And for the side of HypE Esports, they're going Jinx, Maokai, Xerath, Lulu, and Kindred, and Rings finally gets the tree again. He opted for Teemo in game 1. Didn't work out, so he's going to switch to his other most played champion here, the Maokai for himself. The Lulu, though, for Fluff Get Smashed did work pretty well, so they're going to keep that one here. And it's going to be Kindred in the jungle for Epic Gamer. I believe we have seen him play it before. So double AD carry once again, but much more survivability with that Lamb's Respite here. And they do have the late game skilling of that Jinx on Ramilux. Will not be quite as safe as we've normally seen Jinxes get picked into. There is the Yasuo who can just die at the backline with the last breath. Will be enabled also by the Malphite Unstoppable Force, which can just jump to the backline. An Insect from from the Lee Sin, pardon me, from Snow Powder potentially as well. So definitely won't be as safe, and we'll have to see how this composition sort of works out here. I'm actually favoring Rawr Yordlez's composition a bit more this time because HypE Esports, they will want to scale up once again, and they're going to have a bit of a rough lane again, especially at level 6, and having that Lee Sin on for Snow Powder on Lee Sin to be able to kick out people from Lamb's Respite there is going to be massive to negate a lot of that power Kindred brings to the table here. And now the teams are on to Summoner's Rift here. And I'm actually completely, absolutely wrong about Rawr Yordlez. They are mixing everything up here. So it's going to be Yasuo in the top lane for Mad Jack. A jungle Malphite for Snow Powder. That's a new one. Duero going to take that Lee Sin into the mid lane. And that's not been a thing since like season 4 when Froggen used to do it. Bot lane's going to be Heimer and Ashe. And that's going to be a support Ashe with Oddlander on the Heimer being the AP carry in the bot lane. And I'm loving this adaptation, this mix-up here. And it actually does work out really, really well across the lanes as well. In that top lane, Yasuo will have a really solid matchup against a Maokai as well. With that Conquerors, once he starts getting an item or two, can't bully Maokai around. In the mid lane, that Lee Sin was back in Season 3, Season 4, a really solid pick into a lot of the control mages, a lot of the ranged artillery mages, Xerath being one of them who's going to struggle a lot against the Lee Sin. If he can land that Q, land that Sonic Wave, he's just going to be able to gap close almost immediately. Extremely mobile. It's a very, very solid pick into the Xerath. And in the bot lane, Heimerdinger is one of those annoying champions, much like Teemo here, where it's just so hard to lane into them. They're just annoying to deal with, and into a Jinx can certainly do a lot here. So we'll have to see how that works. Support Ashe, not a very meta thing at all. Has a lot of poke, but does have to watch the mana. Usually it's just a volley and slow bot. And once you hit level 6, that stun on demand. But up to that point, they have to watch out for the mana as well. And Codeine is running that mana flow band as well. Not running Presence of Mind though, so we'll have to be careful with the mana usage to a certain extent. Now Epic Gamer aggressively going in on Snow Powder. That's the problem with a Malphite jungle. It's incredibly weak. Will not even try and flash out. Snow Powder knew he was dead to rights, and that's a great first blood here from Epic Gamer. Good recovery from game 1. Their mental is still strong, and they're just going to bounce right back here into game 2. And Epic Gamer just bouncing straight to that top lane as well. Did walk past a ward outside the bush though, so Jack will know that Epic Gamer is sat in that bush waiting to try and get a gank off. And he'll be more than happy to just waste the time here of Epic Gamer, but a good twisted advance, the knockback to bring Jack out from his turret range. And are they going to dive this? No, they just took one turret shot. This is not Glacial Academy versus Pendulum. We won't be seeing quite as many turret dives in the early game, it looks like. Epic Gamer is just going to tax his top lane. He's looking to get more damage on. He's going to dive. Has the rip up. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. I take it back. Apparently, all of Silver today is this bloodthirsty. He goes in, trades his life 1 for 1 as well at the end of that. But Jack does have teleport. He's just going to jump right back into lane here. Won't lose too much. Did actually manage to pick himself up a kill as well. So we'll be more than happy to take that trade for now in that top lane. And this buys time for Snow Powder as well to try and come back into the game a little bit. But does have to be careful. Will steal that blue buff away. Does have to run away now because Epic Gamer is back up. Does not have the red buff to slow him there. And now he's calling for backup here. Does have to be careful though. It's Tommy Peppers in the mid lane who has the inside track. Odd Lanner and Codeine coming up to back him up for now. But Epic Gamer going to be able to secure himself the scuttle there, and Odd Lanner having to flash himself to safety. Was taken a little bit low. Did not have time to set up the turret line there. And so far, HypE having a much better game right now in the early game than game 1. The problem for them though is even if they do win the early game, can they survive the mid game when Malphite comes online with the last breath from Jack and they can start chaining, getting those 5-man Yasuo outs off? Is there really anything HypE can do about that with the insect initiations as well? Potentially see a lot of damage, and now Fluff gets smashed, taking a lot of damage here. The heal coming out from Rami Lux to keep him alive. Well played from them, and that's just the poke that can come out from this Ashe Heimer bot lane, the CC as well. Slows into stuns, into rockets. That was even without turrets for Odd Lanner to output damage. We do see Dragon now the focus here. Epic Gamer is there, does have Smite available, but it's going to be Odd Lanner stealing it away from Epic Gamer there. Snow Powder was not in range to smite. They get the Drake, and to add insult to injury, they get Epic Gamer as well. What an unfortunate play here for the side of HypE Esports. I'm not sure if he just smited early or maybe didn't have the smite available, but Epic Gamer giving that one up is gonna hurt. It was only a Cloud Drake though, so decreased cooldowns here. Not the end of the world for them, but just a bit of a mistake and a rough start. Hopefully it won't tilt them too much here. We do see the solo laners now starting to hit 6 for Rawr. Yordlez HypE Esports should be joining them quickly, and Mad Jack playing aggressively potentially could look for a kill, especially if Snow Powder is going to join him, for a dive. And Duero with that level 6, I'm not sure how useful that will be in lane here. That dragon kick, he would have to get onto Tommy Peppers first, but might be able to set up some ganks. And now the mark being broken on Duero, as Epic Gamer gonna place it on something else, is now looking for that top lane onto Mad Jack, but a good dash will get him to safety here. And Rinks diving that turret, has to be careful though. Mad Jack taking a ton of damage, but Snow Powder has arrived. Backup is here. The tornado comes out, does not find Epic Gamer, and Epic Gamer gonna be able to live for now. No, he's recalling in the bush, and I'm not sure that was the safest thing to do. If they get a knock-up, he's dead here. Mad Jack going in. He missed us the tornado. He's gonna go down. Beautiful twisted advance now. Instead, it's Snow Powder looking to try and pick up the kills. He finds Epic Gamer, but a beautiful arcane barrage from Tommy Peppers to pick up that one. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 for Rawr, for HypE Esports, pardon me. They fire back, and this Xerath pick from Tommy Peppers finally starting to come online a little bit. We did not get to see it really do anything in Game 1, but here in Game 2, that Arcane Barrage helping to turn the tides up in that top lane there. And that was a game of inches there. If that tornado had landed, the Hurricane had managed to knock up Rinks or Epic Gamer, they would have died, but the beautiful twisted advance to dodge out that tornado there sealed Mad Jack's fate, and he ended up going down here. And that just shows the power Mad Jack has on that Yasuo. Already has not yet completed his first major item, just sat on the Berserker's Greaves as well as the double dagger there. Lots of attack speed, but not so much that crit that he really needs to start wrecking face for now. And Epic Gamer stealing that blue buff away here, does pick himself up yet another mark, and that's 5 marks here for Epic Gamer. It is going to get collapsed in by Mad Jack, flashing away. He does have the Lamb's respite though, so will have that invincibility, and it's a 2v2 right now, but Snow Powder has not yet unlocked his unstoppable force. Will get rooted down by the Nature's Grasp, and he's gonna go down. Epic Gamer picking up yet another kill. He's 3-3-2, and this is what Epic Gamer has done every time he's in the jungle. He plays a ranged AD carry like Graves, like Kindred, and he plays aggressively looking for kills. And it looks like Rawr Yordlez is being outmatched a little bit in their own game of aggression right now, because it's Epic Gamer who's everywhere looking for kills, looking for fights, and now looking to try and pick up the Herald here. Does not have the smite available yet. Duero gonna come in. Lamb's Respite coming across. Will go down, and did he manage to, he looks like he did manage to get the Herald at least, but will not be able to pick it up. So he'll get the kill credit, the gold and the experience, but will not get the eye of the Herald. Very unfortunate here for the side of HypE Esports. Just overextending, being a little over aggressive, not having that smite ready to secure the Herald. Thankfully though, he did not have a bounty to give over there, so despite going down to Duero, it will not mess up Tommy Pepper's lane too much there. We see a bunch of pings now coming down to that mid lane, but it's actually at the blue buff where the action's happening, and Snow Powder able to win that one out. Level 6, gonna use the Unstoppable Force. They instantly burst Epic Gamer down. He had no chance to use anything at all, not that he had anything available. Summoners down, out still down from that last fight. You know, in the mid lane there, Duero looking to try and get Tommy Peppers. He's been winning this matchup here in the mid lane, has a CS advantage as well. And he's just gonna dive in, dragon kick back out, but he's still undeterred, has no ward to hop to. He's taking a ton of damage here. Might go down. The Arcane Barrage coming out. Will just need that one shot, and Duero getting over aggressive here. The aggression from the silver teams today are absolutely insane. Point blank enchanted crystal arrow from Codeine, but he's the support, he's not the carry, he doesn't have a damage. Will go down the teleport from Rinks to join his bot side here, and now Snow Powder has to be careful. He is getting caught out. Can he get away? Does not yet have the Unstoppable Force. Will get hit by the slow, and Ramilux looking to follow up here. It's instead going to be Tommy Peppers landing the poke there, and Ramilux won't be able to finally secure the kill. But it's on ladder once again with the steal onto the Inferno Drake. He wasn't even there. It was the turrets coming out from Rawr, Yordlez, and HypE Esports once again robbed of the dragon by odd ladder. He might not be the hard carry his team needed in game 1, but he's certainly the king of steals here that they wanted in game 2. 2 kills and 2 steals here for odd ladder. Playing out of his mind this game on the Heimerdinger. And that's not even to mention the lane dominance he has. He's almost double Ramilux's CS at this point. 81 to 49. Him and Codeine have just been doing so much work with the zoning in that bot lane here. And sure, they might be unorthodox picks, and there's generally a reason why you go for ranged AD carry with a support, but I mean, they're making a very, very strong case for an ADC support with an AP carry here in game 2 of this matchup. But Ramilux did benefit from that last fight there. Did manage to pick themselves up the double buffs there, red and blue buff, but unfortunately it might not be enough. And now Duero going in, and it's going to be the Enchanted Crystal Arrow snipe from the bot lane here as they managed to pick off Epic Gamer in the mid lane. And Epic Gamer was not expecting it, did not pop Lance Respite in time. Was waiting to see what Duero would try and pull out when that Enchanted Crystal Arrow came out from down south, securing a kill. And despite HypE having such a good start, it looks like it's Rawr Yordlez firing back right now, and that can be absolutely deadly because once their engines start going, they do not back off, and we see it here. The Unstoppable Force coming up after the Hurricane, and that's Magjax getting the kill onto Rings there. Starting to come online. He's got himself the Executioner's calling already on that Yasuo in the top lane, cutting a lot of sustain from Rings, and they're going to be able to get a plate or 2 in this top lane here if Epic Gamer doesn't stop them, but he does. He's up here. He's got the red buff, and he's got damage in spades here. 4, 6, and 2. He is the bulk of his team's kills and kill participation for that matter, 75%. They said it's going to be the bot lane going down first. Oddlander and Codeine able to just power that down. Now Super Mega Death Rocket coming across will hit Codeine, stopping the base for now, but that's just a minor annoyance at best, and that's an ultimate that will be down for the next minute and a half here from Ramilux. Enchanted Crystal Arrow being fired once more, this time down the mid lane, but Tommy Pepper is able to sidestep it very, very smoothly here. And Epic Gamer is waiting in the wings, hoping for an engage. He wants to get in, get some more kills. It's been a while since he got his last kill here. Codeine stepping up, has to be careful, will get caught out by Epic Gamer, and the burst is unreal there. Almost 100 to 0. Will be finally taken down. The red buff they're able to slow, but Tommy Peppers looking to try and survive for now. Did step out of safety, and that means Duero might be able to chase here, get the execute. Now Epic Gamer looking to finish up, but Oddlander is there. We'll take him down. They trade 1 for 1. 2 for 2, pardon me, right now, with Oddlander being the last survivor in the mid lane there. And with that, Rawr Yordlez almost caught back up in terms of kills, and they're up gold after a really strong start from the side of Epic Gamer here. And the rest of HypE's lanes need to step up. Rings, for the first time in a while, losing this top lane on the Maokai. In the mid lane, Tommy Pepper's just constantly having a rough time this game with Duero. Duero constantly just looking to try and kill him on the Fizz, on the Lee Sin, and now in the bot lane, Ramilux having a really rough time of it as well, losing first turret quite early this game compared to game 1, where they only dropped at about 20 minutes there. And it looks like they might be swapping lane assignments a little bit. We've got Codeine up here with Snow Powder and Magjack looking to pick themselves up the Herald. This time, the last time Epic Gamer did kill the Herald, but was unable to secure the eye of the Herald. And now they're going to send everybody, it looks like, towards the Dragon. It's about to spawn in about 8 seconds. Ping's coming down from it. Duero already rotated down to the bot lane, and now point blank arrow onto Epic Gamer there. Lamb's Respite not available, but Super Mega Death Rocket that's going to get the first kill here. It finds All-Liner in the back, and that means they have a lack of damage. Arcane Barrage will be able to pick Codeine up as well, and now Snow Powder trying to run away. Did manage to pick Epic Gamer up though, but that was a fight they initiated, and they ended up going down 1 for 2 here. Top lane, Mad Jack manages to get a turret, does have teleport available, could look to join the rest of the team at this Dragon here. It would be a 3v4, but instead Mad Jack going to continue on pushing. Has the Phantom Dancer build already, didn't feel the need to go back to buy. And Herald going to be dropped into the mid lane there, looking to try and potentially get this mid lane turret. They do, that's all the outer turrets down now. Duero looking for a steal, can he find one alongside Snow Powder? No, because Snow Powder is the one with the smite, and he goes down, but he gets the steal! Duero gets the steal! That's 3 Drake steals here for Rawr! Yordlez! 3 in a row! Can you believe it? HypE Esports must be dying and crying right now. They've not secured a single Drake. They've started all 3 up, and it's not even been Snow Powder, the enemy jungler, getting any of these. Duero with 1 steal, Outlander with 2. This is a nightmare game for HypE Esports right now. And Epic Gamer getting hit by the sniper will get bursted down by Outlander there. And as much work as Epic Gamer has put in for his team, as much as he's 6-9-3, he's just under half the team's kills, is the main playmaker for these kills, but the man has not secured a single Drake. And that is a problem here. It's not kills that win the game at the end of the day. It's structures, it's turrets, it's objectives here. And suddenly, Rawr, Yordlez find themselves at Soul Point, despite not starting up a single Drake this game. For now, both teams are resetting a little bit after all that action down at the Drake pit. There's quite a bit of gold to spend here. And we do see in that top wave, Matt Jack sitting on about 600 gold, but he's up about 1,600 on his counterpart rings there in the jungle. Snow Powder is down right now in gold. That Malphite jungle pick not really working out too well. The ganks have been sporadic at best, and Snow Powder has not been able to secure any objectives either, aside from that Herald they just pick up at top lane. Epic Gamer looking for another kill. The wind wall comes out, going to stop a bit of damage here from Epic Gamer. And now Rami Lux getting hit up by the stun. It causes the Sonic Wave to miss, but it does not matter. They can brute force this one. It's a 4 diving 2 here. And it's the opposite in the top lane with a 2v1 as they dive the top lane. The wind wall comes up to stop some of the damage, and Rings though is tanky enough to just tank up the turret for now. Will be able to twist it advance, but that's a double knock up here. Will ultimately go down. Epic Gamer managing to pop him before he gets popped in exchange, and that's a 1-for-1 trading top for bot here, but that's the inner turret going down. And Epic Gamer going to tank up the turret to try and get just a little bit more damage for now. Does have to be careful though, does not want to be caught up in that top lane. There's teleports from Outlander and Mad Jack available here. And going back to the gold differentials, the mid lane not that big actually. Duero only up about 800 to 900 gold. Bot lane though another 1,500, so a lot of that gold differential sitting in the top and bot lanes here for the side of Rawr Yordlez, and it shows in a little bit, as you can see how Mad Jack is surviving the 1v2 fairly well, and Outlander as well able to just fight and just wreck fights if he's left unattended. If the turrets are left standing and they don't take them down and you fight in the midst of them, Outlander able to pump out damage. Rami Lux though is starting to make a case for themselves here. Has picked up the Infinity Edge and did manage to snag a couple of kills in the last couple of fights. Is 4-1 right now. But it's still Epic Gamer who's the main AD carry of that team on the Kindred for now. Another Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out, swings wide here, but we see the flash from Duero. Does he want to take this? He dived into the middle of 3. He's looking for Rami Lux. His team's not able to back him up. The Chompers slowed them down. He will be able to eventually walk away to safety, but that's a lot of health gone from Duero here. And Snow Powder looking to continue the aggression here. Duero does not manage to steal the blue buff here. And we do see the Wild Growth being applied on to Epic Gamer. The Unstoppable Force used as well, but Majak not there to follow up. And Ramilux able to find takedown Codeine. And now it's gonna finally be Outlander joining them in the Death Chamber as well. A very, very odd fight here. I think Rawr Yordlez getting a little too HypE there. Snow Powder using that ultimate on a single target who was tanked up for days. Epic Gamer did not even have to use Lamb's Respite, and that should mean a free dragon for them. They might be able to finally pick up their first Drake, but I don't want to jinx it for them because Duero will be up and running by the time it spawns. So will Outlander. And while that fight was happening, Majak did manage to pick up that top lane turret, the inner turret as well. So that's all the inner turrets down. 6-0 in terms of turret score for Rawr Yordlez. And HypE Esports is actually up significantly in the kill lead once again, 19-12, but it's certainly not showing in the gold here. Does bode well for them though in these fights. They do seem to be winning the bigger fights a little bit for now, so definitely still have a chance to get back into this game despite looking a bit down, but they are getting pincered here at the Drake, and Majak getting the entrance from behind. Lamb's Respite having to be used. Can they get it? And no, they can't. They still can't get it. That's the 4th consecutive steal. That's going to be the soul going over the way of Rawr Yordlez. And this is an amazing game here. Every single Drake has been stolen away. Snow Powder, finally, the jungler. The first time that their jungler has actually picked up the steal here for themselves. And just absolute madness here. I don't, words fail me at this point right now for how HypE Esports must be feeling. And with that, Rawr Yordlez looking to push in right now. They have the man advantage. Rings, Epic Gamer, Fluff gets smashed. All died in that last fight. Will be up in a moment's time, but it will be too late here for this inhibitor turret. That's going to go down, and now the inhibitor, the next focus for them. They probably won't be able to get this. They're going to back out, and I'm not sure Rawr Yordlez wins this next fight here. I mean, the last fight they kind of won because they managed to collapse, and Epic Gamer was already low from fighting the dragon there. But in a straight up 5v5, they haven't had time to base after the last team fight, so will not have much more gold. And we do notice that they do seem to be struggling a little bit to try and win these team fights. Instead, they wisely back off, clearing out vision as they go. And they've left vision all over the jungle of HypE Esports, but HypE Esports have lost a lot of visions outside their side of the map. Now we do see the Dragon Cake coming out onto Epic Gamer, but Duero is all by his lonesome right now, and he's just delivering a free kill to Epic Gamer. They're padding those already incredibly high stats, 10, 10, and 3 for Epic Gamer. And that's an interesting question to consider right now. Do you prefer a jungler who can get his team really fed and get them a hidden kills, or do you prefer a jungler who can secure objectives here? Because 10, 10, and 3, half the team's kills, 13 out of 20 kill participation, highest on his team, but unable to really secure a single objective. He did get that one Herald, but did not manage to get the eye of the Herald, which is sort of the point of killing Shelly there. And now Baron is the next objective here in the eyes of Rawr Yordlez. We see the pings coming down. There are wards in the pit though. And unfortunately, Snow Powder didn't step close enough to reveal them. Will now realize that it's there. But there's another one behind the Baron they're unaware of. So HypE going to have full vision of this Baron take here. And this will be the test for Epic Gamer. Enchanted Crystal Arrow being fired backwards. That's one major ultimate down. All Lantern being collapsed on. You will use the ultimate, but Epic Gamer will not get a chance to test the skill as he gets burst down right away. Ramilux soon to follow as the tornado from Majak lands. And the pickup Fluff gets smashed as well. Now Rings in the middle of 5. Can he find anything at all? No, he can't. All Lantern go down. And now Arcane Barrage from Tommy Peppers. He's not going to hold this one, but has to be careful because Majak found him. Last breath finally being used. The flash from him to get out and the stun as well will slow Majak down, but Majak's still going to keep on chasing. The slow there to stop the chase, but that's going to be a free Baron for Yordlez and for Yordlez. And this should be game for them. They're just going to go back one last time to spend their ill-gotten gains. And this ought to be the final push here for the team. Mad Jack going in here, the only one to not base, but he's run into the middle of a whole bunch of people. Will get shut down. That's a 500 gold bounty, going the way of Rami Lux here. And that is the comeback condition here for HypE Esports. They've got to mount one massive base defense here, and this is the time to do it. They managed to take out Mad Jack, so they've bought themselves a bit of time. That's 30 seconds where it's going to be a 5v4, and Rawr Yordlez will hesitate to push in. And they need to get Rami Lux fed. Rinks is hitting that point where he is able to survive in the middle of 5 enemies for a while, and that buys Rami Lux time to free fire. Has completed the Infinity Edge, has completed the Runan's Hurricane. And for Tommy Peppers, he's got the Death Cap, and Ludens will be able to put a bit of poke down, and they just have to focus on clearing waves for now. Epic Gamer with the Death Dance, the Warriors Enchant Saber, as well as the Runan's Hurricane, but might not be able to put out as much actually as Rami Lux in these extended fights. The Infinity Edge worth a lot of damage really compared to, say, a Death's Dance, which is more of a defensive item here. And the Death's Dance has reduced efficacy for Epic Gamer as well. Only 10% damage storage on ranged champions, down from its previous 20% here. So might be the reason why Epic Gamer has died quite a few times this game. 11 times he's died here. First to double digits. He might be about half his team's kills, but he's also half his team's deaths at this point. And we've got the 1-3-1 split push coming out once again. Duero on the bot side, Mad Jack on the top side. And in the mid lane, they've got 2. Snow Powder opting to just go off and do the jungle, it looks like. They don't want to fight this, they're just trying to walk the minions in, but every second they're not doing damage to turrets is a second where burn buff is going down. Epic Gamer having to flash out to safety. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes across and they find all Lanner there. Duero having to flash over, has to be careful though. Will hop on to Epic Gamer, and the Rams Respite coming down for now, buying a bit of time. Arcane Barrage though will come out, will find Duero, and it's going to be Codeine running for the hills. And once again, Mad Jack focused on the objectives here, is pushing in, will get the top lane inhibitor turret, and will get the inhibitor as well for himself. Does have to be careful though, because the Elder has spawned, and Supple Force comes across. Snow Powder instantly going to pop Epic Gamer, and that's going to have to force HypE Esports out of the Elder Pit. They don't want to do this without their jungler here. Rinks going in for Codeine, but Codeine somehow able to get out. The focus a bit split, will get hit by the slow Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming across, will stop Rami Lux from engaging for now. The Guardian Angel going to be popped for Codeine, and Rami Lux has to be careful, will end up going down. They trade ADC for support. They got baited. Codeine is not an ADC. And we see the teleport coming up from All Lanner, the upgraded turret. They're focusing for this Nexus here, and that's going to be the game, finally, for HypE Esports. For Rawr Yordlez, pardon me. HypE Esports going down there, and that's a clean sweep. Yordlez continues their undefeated streak right now. 8-0. They have yet to drop a single game here in the Silver Division. Absolutely massive for themselves here. And this series is insane. They lost 3 bans, 4-2 E-subs, and they still managed to sweep in commanding fashion. This game 2 here with the unorthodox composition, or not unorthodox composition, but an unorthodox lane swap as to where all these champions were going, and they still pull a win out. They ended up that game 21-24. They were down in kills, but they were up almost 10,000 gold, and I still cannot believe the way the objectives went there. All 4 Drakes were steals, one for Snow Powder, pardon me, 1 for Duero, and 2 for Odd Lanner. That was absolutely insane for them there, and it's going to give a headache to teams going into playing against Yordlez here. They've got such strong lanes, such that they can even steal the objectives without smites, and teams are going to have to basically try and figure out what are you going to do against a team which seems to be so strong that it doesn't matter. They can pick almost anything, it looks like. Play team fight compositions, play just lane dominant compositions, and it just seems to work for them. And for the side of HypE Esports, they're going to have a lot to review here from this series. In game 1, they just got run over, no signs of life whatsoever. Game 2, Epic Gamer in the jungle, firing back, bringing life to the team. Rami Lux as well. Ended game 8-3-2, able to output damage on that Jinx despite being so far behind. But they need to have better control over their objectives. And to be fair to Epic Gamer, some of that he just didn't have the peel there. Was forced out of the pit, was forced out the fight really early, or outright killed there. So definitely something that the team will have to review as to how they want to go around managing these major objectives. And what a way to end the game here. They could not ask for a better series here. But unfortunately, it is over because Rawr Yordlez swept it 2-0. And that's all the games we've got here for this week for the Silver Division. Thank all of you guys for tuning in and watching. We will still have some of the other games later this week as well, so you can hop in for that. We will have the Demacian games, the Noxus games first this week, and it will be on Monday, 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern here. DOV Nightfall versus 7 Men, Glacial Inferno versus Exnal. On Tuesday, we will switch over to the Demacian division with Imagine Wagons versus DOV Chaos at 1 p.m. Eastern, and at 5 p.m. Eastern will be SFAD versus War Mother's Children. And because we've got one extra game, well, the way the schedule works, we'll have one extra game on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, and will be Glacial Omen versus Prismatic Esports. So hope to see all of you then. Thank you all for tuning in once again, and we'll see you around.